In today's video, I'm doing something a little bit different to some of my previous videos. I'm going to create like a generic preset based on Paul Gilbert, but not a specific song. Now, this is my interpretation of Paul Gilbert's sound, and it's based on tones from over the years, from his Intense Rock video that I had on VHS, from Mr. Big Days, through to some of his solo albums, and a couple of those in particular that I listened to a lot were Get Out of My Yard and Fuzz Universe. So those have become two sort of key albums that I've used to kind of create this sound. One thing I need to mention, I'm recording this intro after I'd recorded the original preset demo, and I've actually updated the preset and added a univibe to the start of the chain. So if you do download this preset, just be aware there is an additional effect in there, and I use it on the demo track that you're about to hear right now. So I'm going to show you how I set up my Paul Gilbert preset now. I know Paul Gilbert uses a clean amp and then uses overdrive pedals, and he stacks them with fuzzes and overdrives to get his sound. But I just wanted to use an amp to get the majority of the sound there and then enhance that with an overdrive pedal. So I started with the FB100 because it's a good sort of modded Marshall sound. You can see the settings on screen. I've got the gain set to about 7. Master's up past halfway, and then the bit of extra treble and bass, and I've knocked off the presence a little bit, and then we have the second screen of the FB100, and all of those switches are currently off. So the main tone you get is this. It's got a lot of gain without even switching on the HBE mode. I'm using the new British V30 cab at the time of recording. I've got the dynamic 57 mic set to the cap edge at 1 inch. I've got low cut set to 85 Hertz, high cut set to 8.8 kilohertz. You can try moving the mic around if you want a brighter sound, put it on the cap. You know what? I actually think that's probably closer to a Paul Gilbert tone using the cap instead. So I'm going to change my preset to use the cap, but I will move on and show you the other pedals that I'm using. So I've got a green box, and you can see the settings there. It's mainly just a little bit of level. There's no overdrive, and I've rolled the tone back. Another thing that Paul Gilbert does, at least more recently, is that he adds a delay with a short single repeat on it. And he has that on all the time. I've also added this small hole reverb as well. It just felt a little bit dead without it, so at least through my speaker. The next effect I've got is a flanger, and I've used the 70s flanger, which has quite a sweeping kind of sound. Now the way I've set that up is in foot switch assign. You go to the flanger, and you can see here the switch is momentary, not latching. So it only engages while your foot is on the foot switch. That's so you can do this kind of effect. The next effect I added initially was the chorus. And that sounds okay. But then I was watching a video of Paul talking about how he uses phaser to sort of fill out the sound and make it move a little bit more. A thing that Paul said was that if you're playing sort of a single line riff or melody, adding a phaser adds a bit of movement because it's always sort of phasing in and out. So I've set the phaser in a kind of Van Halen way. The speed is all the way down. It's using the phase 90. And originally I was going to use it so you sort of turn it on for parts like this. And the other chord as a momentary kind of thing. But then I tried playing it with the effect always on, and actually I thought it sounded better, so... And finally, I've just added another delay. This one has a longer time on it, more repeats. Works alongside the first delay, so it creates a sort of ping pong thing. And I'd engage that for some of the lead parts. So that's my Paul Gilbert preset I have named Paolo Gilberto. I'm going to upload that right now. So I will prefix that with JGG for John's Guitar Garage, and I'll upload it to the cloud. Right, that's uploaded to the cloud and available to audition or download. I hope you enjoyed this video making the preset. If you have any requests or recommendations for something else you'd like me to try, please let me know in the comments.